Our protagonist, Lest Albion, recounts his bizarre new reality while at the dining table with his family. He knows he's a villainous noble, Lest Albion, who is destined to die midway through the story in Symphonia of Sword and Magic. He's been inexplicably reincarnated as this villainous character in a game he played extensively in his previous life. Believing power is his only escape from this fate, he's resolved to use his game knowledge to become the strongest. A month and a half has passed since then, and thanks to a great mentor, Lest has significantly gained power. Up to this point, everything has gone smoothly, as long as he's careful to avoid the protagonist or any other future enemies. But suddenly, his father, Gad Albion, announces a surprising royal visit. Charlotte, the second princess, is coming to their estate. Lest is shocked, and even his twin brothers, Edward and Sidward, react with disbelief. Lest's mind races. Charlotte. That name rings a loud, alarming bell. She is one of the main heroines in Symphonia of Sword and Magic, the second princess of the Finale Kingdom, his walking death flag. Lest mentally reviews Charlotte's character from the game. She's described as the perfect princess through and through, curious about the world, quick to befriend, pure-hearted, and considerate regardless of social status. She possesses extraordinary talent and is a justice-driven character who constantly trains to protect her people. Yet, precisely because of her unwavering sense of justice, she couldn't forgive Lest's actions that hurt others. In the game's original timeline, Charlotte stands alongside the protagonist to confront the rampaging Lest, and as a result of that battle, he ends up killed by a demon lord executive. Lest is bewildered. According to the game's lore, there should have been no connection between him and Charlotte at this point. His father explains that Lady Ilna, their household sword instructor, also serves the royal family. Her Highness heard from Ilna about a talented swordsman of the same age in the Albion family and expressed a desire to meet him. Edward and Sidward immediately assume the princess is interested in them, with their father's first wife excitedly envisioning them gaining her favor and potentially joining the royal family. Lest, however, makes the crucial connection. Ilna and Charlotte were somehow connected. It's now clear that the game's scenario changed because he got involved with Ilna. He realizes that the young swordsman Charlotte showed interest in is almost certainly me. Edward and Sidward, blissfully unaware, interpret Ilna's praise as her bragging about us behind our backs, calling her a tsundere. Lest, in his mind, dismisses their notion that Ilna meant them. 2 weeks later, the day of the visit arrives. Lest thinks that he'd rather not meet someone with whom he has such a grim history. However, as it's a royal visit, he can't simply leave his seat. Just then, Edward shouts at him, demanding to know what Lest is doing there, emphasizing that the princess is interested in them, not him. Sidward joins in, shouting that Lest's presence would hinder their ability to properly entertain the princess and orders him to leave the castle. Lest is secretly delighted, thinking, nice assist. He politely acknowledges their command and takes his leave. As he departs, Lest considers where to pass the time until Charlotte returns, then realizes it's the perfect opportunity to test his skills battling monsters. He needs to defeat monsters to make them his subordinates and maximize his tame skill. His target, the Arse Forest, a monster habitat within the Albion family's territory, normally forbidden until one enrolls in the Royal Academy. Lest decides against it for now, wanting to avoid standing out too much. Back at the estate, his father, Gad Albion, formally welcomes Princess Charlotte. Charlotte thanks him for accepting her sudden visit. Edward and Sidward are instantly captivated by her beauty, comparing her radiance to stars. Gad Albion inquires if Her Highness possesses the skill Holy Sword Princess, which Charlotte confirms she received about 2 months ago. The twins are amazed, noting that Holy Sword Princess is a top-tier skill, boosting holy magic and swordsmanship, even surpassing Edward's swordsman skill at the academy. They are astounded that a princess with such an incredible skill is interested in them. Charlotte then politely requests to watch them spar. Edward and Sidward eagerly agree, and their father instructs them to escort Her Highness to the training grounds. After a brief farewell exchange with his father, the princess, Estella her servant, and the twins proceed. During the spar, Estella asks the princess for her assessment. Charlotte observes that given the twins have had their skills for over half a year, their current level isn't particularly surprising. Edward expresses concern that she's not reacting much, while Sidward assumes the sheltered princess isn't impressed by a mere mock battle. Edward, desperate to avoid her losing interest, suggests they show her real combat by fighting monsters in the nearby Arse forest. Charlotte is surprised, questioning if they already possess the strength for such a feat. Edward assures her the forest is practically their backyard and they will protect her. He mentally notes this is actually an off-limits area they've never been to, but it's a direct order from their father to raise the princess's affection. Charlotte and Estella exchange a look, and Charlotte agrees, putting her trust in them. The twins eagerly accept the task. Upon reaching the forest, Princess Charlotte observes its surprising darkness, even in daytime. Edward reassures her, though Sidward admits to finding it dark and creepy. Charlotte then inquires about another person in the Albion family, someone in her same grade, asking why they aren't present. Edward explains that Les stepped away, believing he wasn't worthy of her attention due to his tame skill. Sidward adds that since Her Highness is seeking talented swordsmen, Les wouldn't be interesting to her. Charlotte reacts with surprise. Suddenly, Estella gasps in shock. Edward and Sidward are also shocked, identifying an E-rank-designated grave wolf before them. They energetically decide to take it down at once and succeed in defeating the monster. Charlotte is unimpressed, stating, as expected, "It's not as impressive as I had hoped." Estella suggests it's time to return, noting a shift in the wind and an uneasy atmosphere. Charlotte is reluctant to leave so soon. Edward and Sidward protest, insisting it was just the beginning and promising to show her how elegantly they can take down more monsters. But then, all of them are shocked by the appearance of a much larger monster in front of them. Estella identifies it as a Gale Wolf, a C-rank-designated extremely dangerous monster. The princess is horrified, and the twins are stunned. The monster immediately attacks. Estella bravely faces the assault, urging Edward and Sidward to take the princess and leave while she holds off the beast. The twins hesitate in fear, but Estella shouts for them to hurry, and they finally comply, fleeing with the princess. As they escape, the twins and princess are shocked to encounter yet another, even larger monster directly in their path. Edward and Sidward exclaim their disbelief and fear, recognizing they cannot win. Princess Charlotte, showing her resolve, energetically calls on them to intercept. The twins are consumed by fear, questioning why such monsters appear only today and believing victory is impossible. They desperately warn the monster not to come closer as the fight begins. Edward's sword is shockingly deflected. The monster swiftly defeats both twins. Princess Charlotte stares in disbelief, realizing she has no choice but to act. She energetically attacks the monster with her holy magic, thinking, "If I just hang on like this, I'm sure Estella will come to save me." But the monster uses magic, disarming the princess and sending her sword flying. Charlotte is shocked by the wind, realizing the monster can use magic. As she begins to cast another spell, she panics. "I can't finish my spell in time." Facing the monster's attack, she thinks, "Is this the end?" Just as doom seems imminent, Lest Albion suddenly appears to save the princess. Charlotte is surprised, asking, "You are?" Les calmly replies, "Just a passing, ordinary person."